Look, just a few years ago, if you wanted to get perfect blacks for gaming, you had to go with a gigantic OLED TV. But nowadays, we have so many OLED monitors available that is overwhelming. And a lot of people come to the channel, they see me, okay, this guy's always changing settings here and there, so let me ask him, maybe he knows. What would you recommend? And of course, I don't have experience with any of those products, but I do the same that I do. I watch all the reviews, mostly monitors unboxed. I think Tim does the best job because I'm interested. Maybe I can get something that's worth an upgrade over the LG C1. But I love this TV so much, okay? And if you ask me, I would recommend you try to find GX G1 just because BFI, okay? This has 120 BFI. I use it all the time. It looks absolutely phenomenal in motion, okay? So that's my thing. That's why I recommend this display. But now, that's not for everybody. Some people cannot tolerate the flickering at 60. So if you're using a console, it is not realistic to get 120 FPS. Most games are gonna drop if they have a performance mode like that. And you need a rock solid 120 FPS, which is very difficult to get on the PC. So for the console, when people ask me, hey, what should I get? I've been recommending, hey, I believe that a QD OLED with low latency motion interpolation, so one of these Samsung TVs, that might be the best option because you're getting 60 FPS, you double your FPS, you don't lose brightness, it doesn't flicker, and you get the benefits of a quantum dot OLED, which is, better color saturation, potentially even more full screen brightness. And it might be a great option. I'm not sure. It's just my guess is as good as yours. I'm just giving you my opinion. But let me tell you this. When it comes to monitors, they are just too expensive in comparison with TVs because of the screen size, okay? There is no way I would go with a 32-inch display over a 55, 48, or 55-inch display. And it's like a $200-$300 difference. Okay, it's just no way. And sometimes the same price, and even sometimes you can get that 55-inch, QD OLED and Black Friday or something like that for like $800. It's like, no way. Okay, there's no way I would go with a monitor over a TV. Also, the amount of settings to fine-tune the experience that you get on a TV is just so much better. And in some of these reviews, you see that, okay, well, this monitor is, over tracking the EOTF, everything looks blown out, or it is crushing blacks, or it looks too bright near blacks, so it's kind of washed out and has these issues. And then if you're not a professional, or if the monitor doesn't have the necessary controls to fix that, you cannot totally fix that. Okay, or you might need an ICC profile, who knows? There might be some ways to fix it, but maybe those ways are not in your power. And you're not gonna be spending $1,300 on a monitor to then have to go and fix it. Okay, so I would definitely encourage you to go with a TV. Now, 240 hertz, 360 hertz even, or 480. That's definitely enticing, and that's why I've been very closely watching all these monitor reviews, because that is better, and we definitely need that for PC gaming, okay? Let me make that very clear. If you play on a console, of course, it doesn't make any sense to go with those displays because you're never gonna use it. So if you ask me what are the most interesting displays, monitors that I would like to try, of course, that 360 hertz QD OLED, that's 1440p. That's gonna be very nice. Now the thing is, I cannot get 360 frames per second on the games that I play. Okay, I don't play Counter-Strike and those kind of low non-demanding games to get that kind of frame rate. And even on those, sometimes it's not that easy. So I would be interested to have that one just for fun. But at the end of the day, I get that display, I come here, I cannot get 360 frames per second in the game that I'm playing. Now I have a smaller screen with lower resolution, and I'm not able to use it. Okay, so I'm sure that at 1440p with DLSR 2.25x and 360 frames per second rock solid, that display looks phenomenal. Okay, but I cannot get that performance. Okay, so, and then of course about QD OLEDs specifically, I don't like the way they look when the lights are on. An environment like this, for example, this plasma TV under lighting conditions looks washed out. Okay, the QD OLEDs also look washed out, and that's not a problem if you turn off the lights. But I just don't like the way the screen looks. It's kind of purple, magenta, red or whatever. It's not black. Okay, it's not black. I really dislike the way QD OLEDs look, but I do see the advantages. Okay, in a dark room, you get that beautiful color saturation, which I've seen it, and it is definitely, an improvement over a WRGB OLED. Now, as for QD OLEDs, the other monitor that I'm interested in is that 480 Hz WRGB OLED. You get 240 Hz 4K or 480 Hz at 1080p. Now that's interesting to me. I would love to try that as an experiment. Again, there's no way I can get 480 frames per second. And of course we have frame generation, okay? And we have this lossless scaling program that I share with you. You can always double your frame rate. Still getting 240 frames to then double that, that's not easy. And one thing that I really dislike, to the point that is just a deal breaker, is these WRGB OLED monitors are coming with a matte finish. Okay, and it looks so bad. Let me tell you, I'm going to remove the matte finish of my IPS monitor. And what I'm trying to figure out is, how can I do that easily? Okay, because if I have to spend a week getting that thing out, and it's very risky, it's not gonna be worth it. But I want to figure out a way to remove that matte finish easily, so I can do it live in real time, so I can record myself doing it, so you see how long it takes, how easy it is. And of course, to spend $1,300 on a WRGB OLED monitor, to then have to remove the matte finish and potentially destroy your display, and no warranty is gonna cover that. That is madness. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone to do that. But if I can successfully do it, I might try it myself. And of course, it might be different. It's not gonna be the same to remove a matte finish in one monitor than on another monitor. Even if it's WRGB OLED, maybe MSI is gonna be different from Asus. We never know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is the same. But that's something that I definitely want to, show you. And of course, before and after, see the difference. Of course, it's just a crappy IPS LCD monitor, so I mean, I have almost nothing to lose. That thing looks horrendously bad. I don't even want to look at it. So if it breaks, I mean, not a big deal. But yeah, that's coming to the channel. But yeah, that's one thing that about WRGB OLEDs, just with a matte finish. I'm sorry, that's just for a cheap office monitor. You don't put a matte finish on a premium display, because the best picture quality you can get is in a dark room. When you have a dark room with a matte finish, you can see grain related coating, okay? And it's not worth it. Why would you damage the picture quality like that? You're not supposed to, you don't try to get an okay picture under suboptimal lighting conditions when you're charging $1,300 for a display. It doesn't make any sense. And I've seen also close-up pictures of glossy versus matte finish, and you can see the subpixel being super blurry with a matte finish. Just the subpixel layout looks extremely blurry. It's horrendous what it does. It's like a Vaseline over the screen. Now, we do have like a company, this Dove, is doing some, Gorilla Glass, WRGB OLEDs potentially. But me personally, I would not buy, a display from a company that's like dope, call whatever, and that company doesn't have good reputation for some reason. I don't care. I would not buy that. Okay, I'm sorry. I would buy it from a company that's been around for a while, and I have some kind of trust. Okay, of course the panels are coming from the same place, but again, I would not personally buy that, and I would not recommend it at all. Now I would love, and I'm gonna start sending some emails to these companies. I would love to get some review samples. Okay, there are some interesting displays to me, and I don't want to, these companies just start sending me every single monitor, because I'm not interested on every single monitor. Okay, but I would like to try the NVIDIA Pulsar monitor. That's just an IPS. So basically, I just want to see how good the motion clarity is, and see how terrible the picture quality is, to see if it's just worth trying. Okay, the motion should be the best ever. It's basically BFI with VRR at the same time, and a very bright picture for that motion clarity. So I am very interested in that monitor. I would not buy it for myself, because I know I'm not gonna use it. Okay, even if the motion is fantastic, I mean, there's no way I'm gonna play on that small screen that looks, with iSerum black levels over my LG C1. No way. Okay, there's absolutely no way. But I would like to try. There are some. I would definitely like to see that 360 hertz QD OLED monitor, the 480 hertz, WRGB. I would definitely try to remove that matte finish, especially if they send it to me for free. Yeah, I would risk destroying that monitor just to get that out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions if you have any questions. So again, to summarize, my recommendation is, you have a console, get a Samsung TV for low latency motion interpolation. That's what I would try. Okay, 60 FPS, you get 120 out of 60, no flickering, no brightness loss, acceptable input lag for just this kind of games. Of course, if you're a competitive gamer, you don't get a console anyway. Okay, if you're interested in the best input lag and stuff, you just get a very high-end, gaming PC. Anyway, so that would be my recommendation for consoles. For gaming PC, yeah, just get a big TV too. I wouldn't get a QD OLED personally, because I'm not a big fan of, again, the way the screen looks. I would go with a G1, GX, just because 120 BFI. But of course, you cannot go wrong with a QD OLED, unless you get the S95D, which you would definitely go wrong with that, because that has a terrible matte finish. That thing is just horrendous. Okay, I cannot wait to go to the store and show you that. As soon as they have it, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna hammer that TV, because that's just such a terrible idea to destroy what would be otherwise a great TV with that horrendous matte finish. I've seen it on the videos, and it's such a bad idea. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. If I have to move somewhere else, which TV would I get? Which monitor would I get? LG G1 or GX? That's what I would try to get on the used market. Even used, of course, just check for burning, check that there are no issues, or if I can get it, brand new, if that's even possible. Yeah, I would get a brand new. Okay, that's the display I like. I know what to expect. I know how good it is, and I'm very happy with it. It has a lot of weaknesses. Okay, a lot of weaknesses. Color saturation is meh, almost terrible. Okay, full screen brightness is crap. Yeah, it has a lot of weaknesses, but when it comes to motion clarity, okay, it's absolutely insane. Okay, so good, I love it. And of course, we have perfect blacks, and we have probably the best settings available on any display. Probably the calibration settings are fantastic. So yeah, the motion interpolation is not good. It has a lot of artifacts and a very high input lag. But I love it. So that's what I would get. That's what I would recommend if you have a PC gaming. If you have a console, then get a QD OLED with low latency motion interpolation. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you have any questions.